Hello, friends. In this episode, uh, I will discuss the marriage of this man whose horoscope you can see on the screen. So, I do this every time I show you the techniques of analyzing horoscope in a practical way on a real life horoscope, on a horoscope that belongs to a real person, I mean to say. So, let me give you the background of this person. This person is an engineer and he works he lives in America and works there. And he got married at the age of 35. So his marriage happened very late. So, first of all, we need to understand why this happened. So, we can see he is a Taurus Lagna. 2 is written in the first house. He is Taurus Lagna. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. So, Lagna Lord Venus is placed in the sixth house in Libra sign. So whenever you see in any horoscope that the Lagna Lord is placed in the sixth house, then there that horoscope becomes susceptible uh, to give some marital issue at least. I'm not saying just Lagna Lord's placement in the sixth house will give uh, a very big or major or very serious issues in the marriage or relationship, but at least it creates the foundation for relationship troubles because sixth house is 12th from the seventh house, one house before the seventh house. So, sixth house causes trouble in relationship, causes trouble in marriage, and gives conflict and disagreements, etc., with close people and, of course, with spouse also. So, uh, Lagna Lord's placement in sixth house is one of the indicators of this man being susceptible to experiencing some relationship troubles. And that is one factor. Then the second factor is this Lagna Lord is not any planet, it is Venus. And for a man, Venus is the significator of the woman coming in his life, wife or girlfriend or whichever female partner he can associate with. The significator of that is Venus. And Venus in the sixth house is not considered a very desirable placement for Venus because that is Maran Karaka Sthan for Venus. So Venus feels like he is dead in the sixth house. So this is the second factor. Lagna Lord in the sixth is one factor. Then Venus in the sixth house, that is second factor. Although Venus is in his own sign, that is another thing, but Venus is Venus, the significator of female, and Venus is in the sixth house. Now, when Venus is in the sixth house, since Venus is in the sixth, in his own sign placed in the sixth house, that makes sixth house also very strong. And rather, I would say sixth house, Venus is here in this horoscope, is biased to make sixth house stronger than Lagna. Why? Because Libra is the favorite sign for Venus, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra both, but Venus finds Mul Trikona in Libra. So Libra is the favorite sign of Venus, and Venus is placed in Libra in the sixth house. So here Venus is working more as a sixth house lord rather than the first house lord. And then when it comes to Venus signifying relationship or woman in any man's life, Venus as a planet in the sixth house feels like he is dead. He is not working fine. He is not giving the desired results. So Just because he is Taurus Lagna, his Lagna Lord Venus is placed in the sixth house in Libra, that creates some foundation for this man experiencing relationship related issues. Now, what are the other issues that we can see? We see Sun is placed in the seventh house. The sign of the seventh house is Scorpio. 8 is written. And this normally Sun in the seventh house is not considered a very desirable placement, because Sun is no a planet of no, it's a very separative energy. It's the king. Kings do not allow people to come too close to them. So and Sun also gives ego and other issues related to who is more important. I am more important. I am behaving like king, or my wife is behaving like queen. All those kinds of issues. And Sun is hot. There is a story also, mythological story also, that how the wife of Sun was feeling so uncomfortable because of his heat and light, and she had to go and do the tapas to become capable of living close to Sun as his wife. So Sun is not considered a very desirable placement in the seventh house. This Sun is further like it's this Sun is individually, if this Sun was in the seventh house, we would say that it is not very desirable. But this Sun is even more negative because this Sun is the dispositor of Ketu. Ketu is placed in Leo sign. So this Sun is also carrying the effect of Ketu. Now this Sun becomes even more negative because this is not Sun alone. This is Sun carrying the effect of Ketu also. So Ketu in the seventh house is also not considered very desirable, creates problem in marriage, or sometimes creates disinterest also in the person, or lack of boundaries also sometimes. So many complications Ketu can create in the seventh house. Now, what we see that Mercury is placed in the seventh house. Mercury is also not, although Mercury is fifth house lord and second house lord. Fifth house is Virgo sign, second house is Gemini sign. So we would say that it's a good planet, house rulership wise, and placed in the seventh house. But Mercury as a planet is not considered very desirable in the seventh house because Mercury is a teenager boy. It's the sexual identity of Mercury is not very clear. So its Mercurian energy is mostly considered non-sexual also to some extent. So here this is the house of marriage. So Mercury is considered to be feeling like he is dead. Maran Karaka Sthan is the technical word when placed in the seventh house. So although house rulership wise Mercury is good, he is carrying the energy of fifth house into the seventh house, and second house into the seventh house, which is both good and not so good because second house is eighth from the seventh house. So some complication can happen due to that, but overall his fifth house lord also, and with Sun he is creating some Raj Yoga also. Mercury and Sun, Mercury being the fifth house lord, Sun being the fourth house lord, Raj Yoga in the seventh house, and then the dispositor, the seventh house lord is placed in the 11th house. So material yoga is good, like it is creating Raj Yoga, Dhana Yoga, and all those things. Fourth, second connection, fourth lord Sun, second lord Mercury, and the dispositor of them, Mars in the 11th. That is good. So this person is doing well and he's employed uh, in a foreign country, and he does uh, good financially and materially. But Mercury as a planet in the seventh house is not very desirable. Now, what we see, that seventh lord is well placed in the 11th house, I would say. And although seventh lord is Mars, a fiery planet, he is placed in the watery sign Pisces, but still he is placed in the sign of his friend Jupiter. So, and 11th house is fifth from the seventh house. So, I will consider it's a good placement. So, that is okay. But Jupiter, look at this Jupiter. Jupiter is the worst functional malefic for Taurus Lagna people, eighth lord and 11th lord. And since Saturn is placed in the eighth house, so Jupiter is not Jupiter alone. Jupiter is carrying the energy of Saturn also. And there is Gulika also, although it is not shown in this um, s- uh, uh, screen, but there is Gulika also placed in the eighth house. So it is Saturn Gulika combination in the eighth house, which is very bad. So Jupiter is carrying the effect of Saturn Gulika and looking at the seventh house from there. So, and Jupiter is retrograde also. So that is further injecting challenging energy into seventh house of marriage. And Moon is okay. Moon is third lord, and looking at the seventh house, I won't say that it is any wrong energy. So in and I had said in the beginning that Mars in the sixth house is not considered very desirable placement for a man if he wants to get married, because Mars feels like being dead in the sixth house. And this this Venus is seen by Mars also. So Venus placed in the sixth house and seen by Mars. I think in the previous sentence I said Mars for Venus. It is Venus in the sixth house is not considered very desirable. And this Venus is seen by Mars also. So further reflected. And this Venus is acting more like a sixth lord, as I said. So this is the challenge. And then if we look at the Navamsha, what we see? We see that the seventh lord of Navamsha is Moon, which has gone into the sixth house with Lagna lord of Navamsha, Saturn. But Saturn is afflicting Moon, and seventh lord gone in the sixth. Not very good. So it is possible. And see, the pattern is repeating. Lagna lord is in the sixth in the main horoscope. Lagna lord is in the sixth in the Navamsha horoscope also, because Navamsha Lagna is Capricorn. So the challenge is visible. When Lagna Lord of Navamsha is badly placed, sometimes the person himself is the reason for delay in marriage. Maybe he did not, and is also seen by Mars. So it is possible in this scenario that in the beginning, when he might have shown lots of self-righteousness, Jupiter is in the first house, lots of righteousness, and did not agree to marry to girls uh, who were available, or proposals were coming and he was rejecting many girls. And then he got older, and slowly the number of proposals coming became less. And then finally, when very little choice was there, then he married just any one girl. He got desperate because he got desperate. So that kind of thing also can happen in this case. So Lagna Lord in the sixth in both main horoscope as well as in the Navamsha. And seventh Lord also in the sixth. So this man may not be good at managing relationships also. That is also possible. So what happened? This man got married when he was running through Jupiter, Mercury, Jupiter period. So Jupiter being the dispositor of seventh lord and looking at the seventh house, Jupiter gave him marriage. Mercury is placed in seventh house. Mercury gave him marriage. But overall promise of marriage was bad. As I said, Jupiter is carrying the effect of Saturn and Gulika. If Jupiter was carrying only the effects of Saturn, it would not be very negative because Saturn is functional benefic planet for Taurus Lagna being ninth lord and 10th lord. But this Saturn is conjunct with Gulika. So we all know that for Taurus Lagna people, ninth house is also the Badhaka house. And ninth house lord begins to act like Badhaka when he is afflicted. So Saturn sitting with Gulika is now acting like Badhaka. And Jupiter, who is the dispositor of Saturn, is sitting in Lagna, being retrograde, is looking at seventh house. Now he is not injecting positivity. So first, what he did, he gave marriage, and within 1 month, they, the boy and the girl, they had lots of difficulties, fights, quarrels, and they got separated. So within 1 month, they got separated, and then within one more month, they got divorced. So in the same dasha, Jupiter, they got married, and Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn, they got separated. So eighth house is because of Saturn Gulika combination, this eighth house which sustains marriage is very badly afflicted. So I just wanted to share this. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my videos, follow me. And if you want to learn Jyotish from me, you can always write to me on my email. I'll mention the email address in the description. You can go and check. And I'll make similar more videos in future. So follow my channel. And if you want to take reading from me also, then you can write to me. And God bless you all. And one last message to all of you, please respect your parents and please respect your elders, your teachers, and please say prayers daily. So, God bless you all. See you again soon. Till then, goodbye.